Welcome. My name is Luis Serrera. I'm the city librarian, and what a difference a day makes, right? Wow, it's fantastic. We ordered this weather especially for the Glen Park community. We're delighted to be here to celebrate a historic event. You know, we've had services in this neighborhood for over 70 years, but this will be the first time that we have a city-owned building as a permanent facility for the Glen Park Library, so we're thrilled about that, absolutely. And not only that, it's a remarkable facility. Where else can you boast a wonderful perch, bird's eye view of the entire neighborhood right in the heart of the library? It's absolutely spectacular. I hope you really enjoy it when you get to see it. Also, what a difference from the very cozy 1,500 square foot library where we've been since 1978 to this wonderful facility. It's actually 6 times larger than the previous facility. That's great. But when we're talking about the services, we're looking at about 1/3 more books and media, state-of-the-art technology. We're talking about going from 3 computers to 16, 10 laptops, state-of-the-art program room for community events. The equipment is fabulous, wireless capabilities, you name it. It really is a 21st century library that all of us, you especially as neighborhood, it's your library, should take great pride in. All of this wouldn't happen without the community coming together with staff, with various city departments to make it happen. So we're going to take a little bit of time and bear with us to acknowledge people that made it happen. First and foremost, I want to take a few moments to acknowledge the branch staff that did a fabulous job moving from the old facility, absolutely, to this new library, getting all the books, everything ready. Wait till you see it. It looks fantastic. I'm going to single out a few folks. Denise Anderson, the acting branch manager here, done a great job. Sharon Deserek, who had a lot of the planning and was instrumental. Where's Sharon? Wave to us, Sharon. She's being a little shy, but she's back there, and we really appreciate it. Also, the Branch Libraries Division Management has done a wonderful job in planning, not just this library, but throughout the Branch Library Improvement Program. We have Brian Bannon, our Chief of Branches, Jill Bourne, our Deputy City Librarian. Let me finish. Elsie Wong and Martha Neves. They're all doing a great job. Let's acknowledge them. Fantastic, great work. We have a terrific partnership with the Department of Public Works. They actually manage the Branch Library Improvement Program and the construction. There's a few folks here that we need to acknowledge, others that couldn't be with us. First and foremost, Fred Abadi, the Director of Public Works, and Edgar Lopez from the Bureau of Project Management have done a great job. Sitting right here in front of me is Brian Wong. He's taking pictures, but let me tell you, he's a resident engineer who did a fabulous job in all the detail work. Congratulations, Brian. Great. I know earlier I also saw Joe Chung. There he is. Joe is from the Bureau of Construction Management, also a great partner in this endeavor. San Franciscans love art, and you'll be really, really proud. As you enter the lobby of the library, there's a wonderful art installation commissioned by the San Francisco Arts Commission Public Arts Program. It's called 6 Degrees. And the installation itself represents the ecology, the history of the Glen Park neighborhood. The circular elements are made of glass, metal, copper. A lot of the materials are recycled products. So we're very, very delighted that it's here. And I do want to take a moment to acknowledge Nancy Gonchar, who is the director, acting director of the San Francisco Arts Commission. Judy Moran from the Public Arts Program I know is here. Judy, let's acknowledge her. And it's my pleasure to introduce the 2 artists that were commissioned to do the art. They're here, they're San Francisco residents. I hope you take time to talk to them about their labor of love. It's Reddy Lieb and Linda Rainsworth. Would you stand? Great job. And now, without further ado, I'd like to acknowledge and introduce Assemblywoman Fiona Ma. She's been wonderfully supportive of all the branch construction programs, a real a passionate supporter of libraries in San Francisco, and now that she's in the state, we know we're going to get a lot of state funding coming our way as well. So Fiona, great meeting you.
Thank you very much, and I love libraries, and I love Bevan Dufty. Bevan and I got elected on the same day in December 2002, and he has been working really hard to make this day a reality. So let's give Bevan Dufty a big hand. And this is number 6 of the new libraries that are going to go up around the city. We have 18 more, and I want to thank the librarian, Luis Herrera, and his staff for keeping us on track, and the former city librarian, Susan Hildreth, who is now our state librarian, and I am working very hard with her to try to make sure we bring back the resources to make sure that we get this project, all the libraries, up on time. And we also have Proposition D, coming up on this November ballot. It will ensure a stable, steady funding for all of our libraries, so I hope that you'll all vote for it. Thank you all for coming out, and this is a certificate to recognize the grand opening. Thank you.
I forgot to mention 2 really critical individuals that have been instrumental in the branch improvement program. They're here with us. It's Marilyn Thompson and Mindy Linitsky from the Department of Public Works. They're both here. Did a great job. Thank you. And I don't see Ed Lee, the city administrator, but he's also been wonderfully supportive. Ed. There you go, Ed.
He lives in the neighborhood. He's
Terrific job. And he just let me know that Wilder Street is also done, so he cares about more than libraries. Thank you, Ed.
I thought I was paving that. Didn't you see me out there paving, Luis?
It's now my pleasure to introduce Supervisor Bevan Dufty, but a little story is in order here. Even before I started my job, I was getting calls from Bevan about some issues with libraries. But I tell you what, he's been wonderfully supportive. He boasts the fact that he has 3 renovation projects in his district: Glen Park, the Eureka Valley, and Noe Valley. So we're really proud to have his support. Bevan, welcome.
Thank you all. Luis does a great job, and it is true. Before he even got here from Pasadena, I was calling to beg, could I just get a designated hug from Sharon? Sharon, will you come give me a hug? Because Sharon was the first person I ever met from the library here in Glen Park. And I just love her, and she reminded me so much of the librarians that I've worked with, as a kid and growing up, and for me, she was the face of this project. And many of you know I have a 1-year-old, and so I read to her at night, and maybe Sharon and I can collaborate and write a story about the Glen Park Library Wild Ride, because let me tell you, it would make a great children's book. As you know, this has been an ongoing effort for more than 8 years, and I've been a supervisor for 5 years, and there have been many challenging twists and turns with this project, times at which it was, unfortunately, the overall project and the whole process of planning in our city was a point of division in this neighborhood, which is never what we want to see. But I think that some changes have taken place, and we've tried to be mindful. I want to thank Mitchell Benjamin. I don't know if Mitchell's here. Is Mitchell here, who is the architect? Mitchell did a lot to kind of soften this, and I think make this fairly large structure and the character of Glen Park more part of the neighborhood, and I think it is softer and more beautiful and part of it. I know that Richard and Janet Tarloff are here, or Richard and Janet, they're the owners of Canyon Market, so and I know how much, where are these guys? They're probably in there wrapping the cheese and getting things ready, but how can you be a neighborhood without a market? And it's just such an important thing, and it was such a difficult thing. But most of all, I would say that at a time, and let me also acknowledge, I'm glad that all the bricks are mortared in here, because a guy who started with this project and worked on it when it was really rocky times is here, and he said although he's never experienced childbirth, that he knows what it's like, and now seeing his baby up and running, David Prowler, who did all the initial work as the initial developer, and I want to acknowledge him. But this project almost didn't happen, folks. And at a time when we were fearing, we got a guy named Kieran. So I want to say thank you to Kieran Buckley, who's over here. Kieran, come on, give me a hug. He's a straight Irish guy, but he'll come over here. Oh, he'll shake my hand. Kieran has been great. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing to see that this happened, and he really did rescue this library on the wild ride. I know many of you this week have called my office and said, why is the city bidding Glen Park for the Winter Olympics? Why do we have moguls on Wilder Street? You know, it looked like a winter course there. But I do want to thank Ed Lee. I was certainly out there with the asphalt earlier this week, you know, looking for my future careers. And I am really glad to see that Wilder is smooth. I would like to bring up another District 8 resident who is our esteemed and wonderful city treasurer, Jose Cisneros, one of my best friends who's here. He would like to say he manages our money well, but he's the one you get those tax bills from. So, and then when Luis was talking about this incredible view, I thought he was going to say that you could look down on Joel and the best burritos at La Corneta, you know, and he was talking about looking at things and how great this is. The renaissance that we're having in Glen Park with Giolina and the other new restaurants that are opening here, and I think it's a really beautiful time. Many of you know that out of the dissension around this project, there was a Glen Park neighborhood plan that was worked on. It has everything from streetscapes to traffic calming, looking at building some more housing in the neighborhood that's in scale with what is needed but is more affordable than what you see at the market level. And I am really excited that I was able to go and get $3.5 million from Congressman Tom Lantos. I want to thank him for getting us that money, and we continue to implement it. So I really just want to say that I want to thank Bonnie and all the people that have been on the fundraising committee here in the neighborhood, and really to say to you that Glen Park is a village. It's a beautiful, wonderful neighborhood, and when I come to see facilities like this open, you see the fabric of a neighborhood, the people who live here, and the building of this library is a credit to all of you, and I hope you enjoy using it every day. Thank you so much. So now I understand that the mayor is here. Where is the mayor? Is he here? Come on, come forward, please. You know, people were pretty upset you were late. They just say it's kind of a typical politician, you know. He probably was in Pacific Heights. He couldn't. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gavin. Happy birthday to you. How old are you?
It's great to be 30. Thank you, Supervisor Dufty. Oh, man. Well, happy birthday to Glen Park Library. Congratulations, everybody. It's great to finally get this thing done. Let me just pick up a little bit. I was out there listening to Bevan and just want to thank him for his stewardship of this project and helping process this along and helping make sure the resources were there. There are a lot of branch libraries that are not opening up right now because they don't have the representation in the district to make sure things are on time, make sure things continue to go smoothly, and make sure the resources are all there. And so you're very lucky, I think, to have Supervisor Dufty working so hard on your behalf and helping make sure this project got done. I want to thank Luis Herrera. We're just so blessed. You know, I've been to now 5 of these library branch openings, and we're all proud of the progress that's being made since that 2000 bond, that $106 million investment into our neighborhood branch libraries. But again, there's a lot of work behind the scenes and a lot of questions that are asked, and not everyone has the answers. Luis has just done an extraordinary job. We did a national search to get a new librarian, and I'm just so blessed with his stewardship and leadership. So a big round of applause to Luis Herrera. We're really lucky, really are. And we've got real friends. You know, there are all these friends groups sometimes, but they don't really do anything. We got a real friends group in Friends of the Library, and I just want to thank them and all of the team, Donna, all your hard work, support, making this happen. But most importantly, I want to thank all of you for supporting this initiative and believing in libraries and what they represent as anchors to the community, and recognizing, as I say all the time, that these are not our great-grandparents' libraries. These are community centers. These are much more than just a place you check out a book, as important as that is. And I think you'll see that exampled inside here today. Each library unique and special. Each branch library representing what makes our diversity in our districts so unique and special. And this one is certainly not without exception. So with that being said, I'm honored today, because I know you guys are in a hurry to get in, to recognize all of the folks that brought us here today and recognize all the good work that's been done and all the work we have ahead of us, including your strong support, we hope, this November for an extension of our library bond. Right, Louise? Yes, Andy. I can say that. We're not in City Hall. Yes, Andy. By proclaiming today, in perpetuity, Glen Park Library Day in San Francisco. Thank you all very much for coming out.
I can't tell you how proud I am to be a city librarian in San Francisco and to have the support that we have from the mayor's office. I knew he'd be here because he's been to every single opening. This is his sixth one. Started with the Excelsior, with Mission Bay, with West Portal, Marina, Sunset, and now Glen Park. So we're thrilled that you make it a priority, Mayor. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge family members that were instrumental in many ways saving the library. Way back in 1978, rental properties were hard to come by. We didn't have a place. We lost our lease. So who came to the rescue? None other than Val and Wilhelm Tietz, who made changes to their property on Chenery, actually rented it to us below market, and we were there since 1978. They have been wonderful. So I want to acknowledge them. They have just passed away, but we have with us their son, Tor, and I think Forrest is here. So I want to make sure I acknowledge him. And thanks and extend our appreciation. Thank you very much. We also have an acknowledgement from Assemblyman Mark Leno. He's also a great ardent supporter of the library. And Reese Ishbel is here to present a proclamation. So Reese, want to take a moment to acknowledge us?
Actually, the proclamation's upstairs for everyone to look at, so thank you. But Assemblyman Leno would have loved to have been here. Unfortunately, he was out of town today, but he's a huge supporter of the libraries and loves this neighborhood and this library in particular, and please enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reese. Our Library Commission has also been wonderfully supportive of the library, and it's my pleasure to introduce Vice Chairman Steve Coulter. He's been a library commissioner since 1988. Former president of the commission, now currently vice president. He knows all about the Branch Library Improvement Program. It's our pleasure. Steve.
Wow, great to see this kind of a crowd out here. It is a special occasion. For a public library is a cultural institution unlike any other, and I'd like to spend just a few seconds talking about it as an institution and not just the building, which is astounding, and all of the process that went into it. Inside these doors and up those stairs is the history of the world. Our greatest literature, ideas to strengthen democracy, insights into science and business, lap-sit programs for toddlers. Harry Potter lives here, and Winston Churchill, and Albert Einstein, and Amy Tan, and Winnie the Pooh. I saw them all. It is a house of books and an electronic discovery center. Yet a library is very fragile, depending on elected officials who care, the goodwill of voters, the talent of its staff, and citizens who understand its purpose and champion its cause. So I'd like to thank you for supporting the bond issue that made this possible. Thanks for supporting the private fundraising from the Friends. I hope you will support Prop D when it comes up. And thank you to the merchants and other local people for making this event today possible. I also saw a former library commissioner here in the audience, someone not on the library commission now, but who was for many years instrumental on this branch, as well as all branches. Carol Steinman, right over here. We went through an extensive process working with the community in developing the design for Glen Park, and as you heard, it was a challenging period of time. We listened to all points of view. There were multiple planning sessions. Everyone had their own idea. This is San Francisco and Glen Park. We took part in a design charrette for the greater Glen Park area, heard lots of good ideas. The architects were really remarkable in listening and developing a plan, and I'd like to thank you, Bobby Fish from Tom Elliott Fish Architects. She's right over here with the hat on and the green blouse. A beautiful building and you want to thank her, so make sure you check her out. Also want to thank all the great architects from the San Francisco Bureau of Architecture who are instrumental in the process as well. And they're sort of scattered around the group here. So welcome to the library, and now I would like to introduce a very special friend of the library, Donna Barrow of the Friends of the Library.
Hello, welcome everybody. This is a great day for a big party, and while we're in a party mood, I wanted to tell you why we have good weather today and celebrate another birthday, which is we knew that it was actually not going to rain today because it's Nora Dowley's birthday, and she says it's never rained on her birthday, so at the count of three, would everybody say happy birthday, Nora? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Nora! She is one of the great volunteers of this city, and she's done so much to help make this library a reality, and to watch out for libraries on behalf of libraries and all the different things that go on. This has been just an amazing effort. The unique talents of this community have really gathered together to achieve the goals that you've set for yourselves. I think you all know you set a goal of $150,000 to raise in the community, and so far you're at $210,000, so I think you made it, and it keeps coming in, so thank you for that. It's an absolutely amazing effort. And with all the different campaigns that are going on for all of the other 24 branch libraries that are being refurbished, believe me, they're watching you and saying, uh-oh, we'd better up our goal a little bit if we want to look good. So thank you so much for all of that. It's been a real blend of talent and effort, everything from professional writers and musicians and artists and chefs and even Academy Award-winning filmmakers doing little fundraisers and having house parties and lending hands. It's been a lot of contribution from the local businesses, the schools, young parents, folks that have been in the neighborhood forever, and you've just done a tremendous job. And today, this belongs to you, and I hope that you're just proud and happy as you can be. We're so grateful for the committee and for the strong presence that there's been and all of the vision that you've added to this library. I especially want to thank Dr. Carlota Del Portillo and the Bernard Osher Foundation for their tremendously generous gifts, and to all of you for what you've done. And before I introduce the members of the committee here who would like to say a couple words to thank you, I just want to say that, again, as many others have said, please make sure that you're aware of Proposition D. When you get upstairs and you get your little swag bags, you'll find a Yes on D button in it. Wear it proudly. Put a sign in your window. Let's make sure that we get out to the polls. It's going to be a little bit of a low voter turnout this time, and so Marion Chatfield Taylor has said that our only real enemy is what did you say, Marion?
Lethargy.
Lethargy.
And overdue
So.
books.
And overdue books. Well, yes, okay, Bevan, thank you. So please make sure you do get out and vote, wear your Prop D buttons, put your posters in your windows, and celebrate this library today. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to bring up Bonnie Wildorf and Jess Teclis, who are going to tell you a couple things about the campaign itself. Thank you.
My husband and I moved into Glen Park 35 years ago, and I have to say this is the most incredible day. I'm so proud of our neighborhood. I'm so proud of our community for coming together. As Bevan mentioned, there was some dissension, but there's been no dissension about the library. And we're just thrilled to have been a part of this community building exercise, which we began almost 5 years ago with the first meetings of the Glen Park Library Campaign Committee. So I just want to thank everyone. You all know who you are, and we're still accepting donations.
Yay! We thank you.
And we can all agree that we loved Glen Park when we moved in, but we love it even more today. It is just the crown jewel of San Francisco, I think. Well, on that note, oops, my phone is ringing. You can't hear it because it's on vibrate, but hello? Hello? Oh, Mrs. Giuliani. Thank you so much for calling. And you want to tell us that you love Glen Park too. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jess Taglis. I also live in the neighborhood, part of the Glen Park Library Committee. First off, I just want to thank everyone in the community, not just to help us meet our fundraising goals, but to exceed it. I mean, that says a lot about all the support we got from the community. I also like to thank some of the merchants out here, Glen Park Dental, who let us, Dr. Dan, to let me hang the opening day banner, Canyon Market, Agetz, Birds and Beckett, Destination Bakery, and all the other merchants. Also, I also want to say a special thanks to Marion Chatfield Taylor. She's the campaign manager for the San Francisco Friends of the Library Committee, and when I first met her, her drive and her just supportiveness of this whole committee and fundraising just made me come back week after week, month after month to help out. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone, City Hall, and anyone else who I missed. Thank everyone. I look forward to seeing you folks in the library.
All right, Jess.
Thank you, Jess. And I think it's really important to acknowledge once again the tremendous work that the Friends of the Library and true partners in this endeavor, Bonnie, Jess, the entire Neighborhood Library campaign have done a wonderful job. So let's give them all a big round of applause. Thank you all for your great work. We're almost there.
Also thank the construction workers. Maybe you can have them throw up their hands. A bunch of them are here that worked on the project.
Absolutely. Supervisor Duffy reminds me that there's a lot of construction workers, a lot of folks that literally, it was a hands-on experience for them. They're here. We'd like to ask them to raise their hands and acknowledge them. There we go. That's great. Thank you, Bevan. That's fantastic. A couple of other acknowledgments to city departments. The Department of Parking and Transportation and Traffic Control that made this possible to block off the entire street. San Francisco Police Department, the Fire Department, and certainly all the merchants. We appreciate your patience and your support to make this possible. So, we're ready now. And the San Francisco Rec and Park Department, how could I forget them? All the trees, all the flowers. Thank you very much for your help. All right, now, there's some crowd control issues because we have a very tight entrance. We ask for your patience. We want to make sure everyone is safe as you go up the stairs to the right. We're going to do the ribbon cutting first. I'm going to ask the dignitaries to join me here in front. Mayor, I'm going to ask you to do a countdown so we can make sure we do this right. And then afterwards, I'm going to ask for your patience as we have the traditional lion dancers, the Jing Mo Athletic Association, do the traditional blessing for good luck for the building. And then we're going to ask all of you to walk through the library, coming in through this side. And there's a very narrow entrance, but we ask for your patience on this. So, Mayor, are we ready for the countdown?
Are we ready? Yeah! We all know how to count down, right? We go down, not up. I've done this before. People said 11, 12. That's right. Let's start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
SFG TV, San Francisco Government Television.